Hello my lovely people and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have a product review for you. I've got the Ordinary Coverage Foundation for you in the shade 3.0Y. It's actually a very hyped foundation with a very nice price tag. So if you guys would like to see my review on it, then please keep watching. Right guys, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the packaging. Make sure you recycle that. And then we've got the bottle here. So nothing fancy, it is plastic, it's not glass, but for the price you can't really expect more, and it is quite lightweight, so that means if you're traveling or anything, I guess that's quite handy to have. At first I thought the size was a bit small, but then it does say that it's 30ml, and if I compare that with my NARS All Day Luminous, that's also 30ml. So I've got it in the colour 3.0Y. And I have heard that these are quite yellow. I mean, they do say it's yellow because of the Y for yellow, but apparently it's really yellowy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop some on my hand for you so you can have a look at that. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. So on this side I'm going to be using my fingers, and on this side I'm going to be using a brush just so you can see the difference. I'm not really a beauty blender fan, so I'm not going to use that, but we'll see how it looks on both sides. So I'm using my fingers on this side. Then I'm going to be using my Real Techniques buffing brush on the other side. So straight off the bat I can actually say that it's blended quite nicely with both my hand and with the buffing brush. I think both of them have worked really well. There's neither that I'd say looks preferable. They actually look quite the same, so that's a good thing. I will in the future then be using my hand because obviously that is my favourite way of applying my foundation. The one thing I will say, it's a very good colour match, but I do think that it's ever so slightly yellow, and I have a feeling that it's going to oxidize and look a bit more yellow. Having said that, let's just see how it wears through the day, etc. So I'm just going to go put on the rest of my makeup and then we'll see how it holds up under all of that. Okay guys, so I'm back. I've just put on the rest of my makeup. I actually think that it looks really pretty right now. It genuinely looks so natural and flawless underneath. Guys, this foundation is definitely worth the hype. I have to say I'm quite pleasantly surprised. I find it really hard to find a foundation that matches my skin tone. Yes, it's slightly yellow. I can't really argue with that though because it does say it's a yellow foundation, so that's more my fault for not getting a red to kind of mix it in as well. So what I've done today to offset that yellow is go for a red toned blush, which you guys should try out as well if you ever have problems with shade matching and stuff. If you go for the opposite end of the spectrum, then it helps neutral it out and balance it out, and I think that has worked today. It is slightly more, you can just tell it's slightly more yellow than the rest of my body, but I have no qualms in saying that I will definitely be buying the red toned one because I love this foundation. At first I wasn't sure if it was full coverage, but now I can confidently say that it is full coverage, and if anything I would say it's very versatile because you can build it up. So I did put on quite a lot of my hand. That resulted in what I'd call now as a full coverage makeup look. If I wanted to, I could have used half of it or a bit less to make it a more day-to-day look. You can build it up to the level that you desire. So I'm really impressed with that. Price-wise, I genuinely think it is a bargain for what you're getting. If I were to compare it to my NARS or Fenty Beauty, at the end of the day, it's significantly cheaper. I could literally buy, what, 4 of these? No, 4? No, almost 6. I could buy almost 6 of these to get to that price of my NARS. So yes, I have to use a bit more foundation here if I want a more of a full coverage look. But for right now, for £5.90, this is a great foundation, especially for high street. Not dissing high street foundations or anything, but just I remember from when I was younger and I used high street foundations, they wouldn't work well on my skin because I have quite sensitive skin. And another thing is, the shades were terrible. They were literally too orange. Like, I could never find a brown, I was just orange. Have you guys seen that meme? I'll put it up. That was me when I was in school. I can now use this as a day-to-day foundation, and the good thing is that The Ordinary are actually a skincare brand, so they really care about the ingredients that they put into their makeup, and I can already tell that it's sitting nicely on my skin. It honestly doesn't feel like I'm wearing any makeup at all, and even if you look at it, it just looks so natural and radiant. So yeah, when you're wearing makeup day in, day out, you have to be aware that you're obviously putting chemicals into your skin, and so the better the chemicals that you're putting in, the less likely that your skin is going to mess up in the future, shall we say. So I've looked at the list of ingredients, and they're actually quite ones that haven't proven to have kind of negative effects on your skin and on the rest of your body system, so that's a really good thing about The Ordinary. Another thing that they say on the website is that it doesn't look cakey and it doesn't kind of set into the creases, and I have to agree with that. I do not think it looks cakey at all. I think it looks really kind of light, and yeah, this is how full coverage foundation should be. Like, you should cover up all my spots and my blemishes, but you shouldn't look cakey. This one I put a lot on, but it doesn't look cakey, so it's a win-win situation. So when it comes to finish, it's not a matte finish and it's not quite dewy. It's kind of in between. It's just a normal foundation. You can matte it down. So I've set my under eyes with some Laura Mercier setting powder. That area looks quite matte and the rest of it just looks radiant. That's actually how I describe this, a radiant looking foundation. So I'll just zoom in obviously so you guys can see how it looks with the full face of makeup on. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go about my day, and then I will get back to you guys and we'll see how it's worn. Okay. Hi guys, so I'm just checking back in with you guys. It's currently 6 PM, so I've been wearing this foundation now for 10 hours. And I just wanted to show you guys how it's fared. So you know what, I'm genuinely pleasantly surprised, because I've heard that obviously it doesn't wear well throughout the day. Now it has come off slightly, but just not as much as I expected, so I guess I had low expectations, you could say. But I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see just before that. So obviously I have been at home in quarantine, but I've tried to kind of mimic my day-to-day activities. So I put a mask on, I did go for a walk for a little bit to get my exercise, and I cooked as well, so like obviously the steam from the food. So I feel like my face has come into contact with a few things. So all that being said, yes, it has come off, but it's not as bad as I expected. The other thing is I feel like it's oxidized throughout the day, and I feel like I've gotten a bit more yellow / orange. I don't know if you can tell the difference on camera. I think it's not too bad. I'm probably making a big deal out of it, but it's just every time I went to the bathroom and I looked at myself in the mirror and I just felt like I looked orange. Could also be the lighting. This is natural lighting, whereas in my bathroom I have the yellow LED light, so I'm not too sure, but I just feel like you can just tell under the light that it's not exactly my colour. So I will be getting the 3.0 in the red shade so that I can mix the two and then try and make the perfect undertone for me. But I mean, if in total I would have spent just over £10, I don't think that's bad for what you're getting. So I have to say I really like this foundation. So let me just go ahead and zoom in for you guys so you can have a look. It's creased a bit here, getting a bit oily around my nose, but not too bad. I feel like even my NARS and everything, my T-zone gets oily even if I powder. So from that zoom in, basically where it's worn off is when obviously I was wearing the mask. So I'm going to be wearing masks on a daily basis, so it has worn off around my mouth here, just around here. My nose is the only thing that's slightly oily, which I have to say I'm quite surprised. Apart from that, I think it's worn really well throughout the day, and honestly, I haven't felt like I've been wearing foundation, so with that I'm really impressed. So overall, I'd actually really give this a very good review. I feel like it's really held up quite strongly against the rest of my favourite foundations, and I think for a day-to-day basis I'm definitely going to be using this. It's nice to have something that's lighter and kinder to your skin on a daily basis, so yeah, I definitely think that this is going to be something that I turn to, and I would recommend that you guys check it out. Again, the only complaint is you might want to get 2 colours so that you can actually find one that matches you, and I would definitely repurchase this / recommend to a friend. So yeah, that's it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful, you know, helping you decide whether or not you want to buy this foundation or try it out. And yeah, so if there's any other products that you'd like me to review, then do let me know down below. I'd really appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and do subscribe to my channel as I have plenty more videos coming your way soon. So I'll see you in my next video. Kisses. So if you'd like to see my thoughts on this raved, so if you'd like to see, so if you'd like to see what